يقعدوا زي الدواب كأنهم دواب احنا نتفرج كيف شوفوا الأرقام.
This was Wael al-Sajda, a Palestinian worker expelled from Israel back to Gaza on November 3rd, showing a plastic number tag tied to his ankle by Israeli police. Al-Sajda is one of the hundreds of Palestinian workers who were ordered deported from Israel after spending weeks in detention since the deadly October 7th Hamas attack on Tel Aviv. Many of those who have been released have complained of being mistreated and even tortured by Israeli authorities.
أول حاجة إحنا كنا في إسرائيل داخل إسرائيل فجأة صار حرب مش عارفين نروح ولا نيجي لكن إحنا صرنا تخبينا في جوا إسرائيل في الداخل طردونا تبعون منطقة رهط. إيش الشرطة صارت تلفلف صارت تلملم في العمال واحد واحد وين ياخذوهم يكممونا ويربطونا ما بنعرفش حاجة ضلوا فينا يومين نايمين على الحصمة يومين نايمين على الحصمة ما بنعرفش حاجة ولا بناكل ولا بنشرب يومين نايمين بياخذونا في الباص بيجيبونا بيطلعونا بيجيبونا بيودونا بيطلع ليل وبيطلع نهار علينا ونحن مربطين.
A number of media reports also cited multiple Gazans workers who showed tags with numbers from their detention on their ankles and wrists, leaving many decrying Israeli authorities for treating Palestinians like animals by doing so. The 3,200 workers in tattered clothes were dropped off by buses near Gaza and walked into the southern edge of the besieged enclave through the Kerem Shalom border, crossing on the Israeli side, and then through the Rafah border, crossing into Gaza. This followed an Israeli government decision the previous night that these workers would not be granted work permits again. On November 2nd, a day before the release of the Palestinian workers, the Israeli government press office said, "Israel is severing all contact with Gaza. There will be no more Palestinian workers from Gaza. Those workers from Gaza who were in Israel on the day of the outbreak of the war will be returned to Gaza." Before the war, Israel had given an estimated 18,500 Palestinians permits to work in Israel, a coveted ticket out of Gaza's crushing unemployment, which was made worse by Israel's 17-year blockade that devastated the economy. Gazan workers often took low-wage jobs on Israeli farms, construction sites, and in restaurants and malls. Rights groups told the Associated Press that the workers had their work permits revoked and any trace of their status wiped from their records, leaving them vulnerable and in legal limbo at a time when their families in Gaza are enduring Israel's massive bombardment. Al-Sajda, who was working in Hebron in the occupied West Bank when he was detained, said the Israeli authorities took away all his belongings. Although the workers are out of Israel, some of them are still a long way from home, with almost all of Gaza under attack by Israeli airstrikes which have killed more than 10,000 people, including several children, and displaced many. On the Israeli side, some 1,400 people died in the Hamas attack and more than 200 taken hostage. Meanwhile, as the deported workers try to figure out what to do amid a raging war, the fate of thousands of other Gaza residents who worked in Israel remains unknown.